Every region of Central Asia has its own version of dishes like shish kebab or shashlik. What I'm showing you here is certainly not typical of ordinary daily food in Tajikistan. This would be the sort of dish served at a wedding or a special occasion because of the expense of the meat and the saffron, not to mention the additional work in the preparation. It's a flavor that will probably strike you as overwhelming at first, as odd as that may sound, but it is delicious even in the first bite. The more you eat it, the more you'll realize that all the flavors that are going on. The magic of this dish is the spice blend that hits first one note and then another in your mouth as you eat each bite. So these were loaded into the spice grinder. Now I'm going to add one very large and very hot and red chili to this. You could add more. I have 800 grams of lamb. This is lamb leg that I just cut up myself into cubes. I'm going to add to that 10% or 80 grams of red onion. It's coarsely chopped, medium coarse, because this is all going to go through a grinder later anyway. And of that seasoning mix, 3 tablespoons of the seasoning. That's really a lot, but it's not all. The recipe for the seasoning mix makes up about 4 tablespoons. So you got a little bit extra to play around with. And by the way, try tasting that seasoning mix on its own. Very interesting. Just put a little dab in your mouth, and you'll see all the different flavors that go through. As the seasoning dissolves slowly in your mouth over the course of a couple of minutes, you'll taste each of these individual flavors. Very interesting experience. Okay, once this is all mixed together, it's going to get stored for at least a few hours, if not overnight. Through video editing, this is the next morning. The meat is very fragrant and strong. Now, you can thread this onto kebabs and just grill it, but it won't be nearly as good. It'll be tough and fibery because it's like meat, and it really doesn't go as well as if you grind it. So I'm going to pass it through a meat grinder using a coarse disc. This also chews up the onion, and it incorporates the spice uniformly throughout the meat. After it passes through the grinder the first time on the coarse setting, we've got about a tablespoon of lemon zest, a little handful of dill, parsley, and cilantro. We're going to give these a coarse chop. Then the herbs, of course, go in with the meat, along with the lemon zest. And it gets a good mix, and it's going to go through the grinder again, also on the coarse disc. Make sure that this is fairly evenly distributed. Again, another pass to the grinder. And now we have the final meat that's ready to form into meatballs. We need to form them into approximately 20 meatballs. When the pan is hot, we add a little vegetable oil to get it going. Fry them in 2 batches here. As they begin to cook, you move them to the edge of the pan because the center of the pan is the hottest part. They won't cook evenly. If you have some of the meatballs in the middle and some of the meatballs at the edge, they'll just burn in the middle and they'll still be raw on the edge. So you keep them around in a ring like this with some space in between them. When you're satisfied that these are well browned on all sides, then you do the same with the other batch of meat that's still waiting here, and you transfer these off to a plate. When the second set of meatballs has been browned, we're going to bring the first set back again, and some water. Cover them up, turn the heat down, and just let them sit here and steam for a little bit, and then as the steam subsides, they'll continue cooking. Just let them cool. Just let them sit like this for about 15 minutes. No more heat. Just let them cool gradually. Then cool them off, put them on kebabs, load them into the stovetop smoker. Also look for my cocktail book, Cocktails of the South Pacific and Beyond, Advanced Mixology, available through Amazon online.